Hello, everyone, and good night. This is Matthew Farquharson, the Business Motivator, and this is episode 9 of the Business Motivation Podcast. And tonight we have a very special guest with us. Her name is Shanna-Kay Britton Edwards, and she is the founder of Shanna's Creative Fingers. All right. For those who don't know, she's actually my cousin. So yes, this family does have, you know, its fair share of business-minded people. So Shanna K, just give us a few words.
Well, thank you so much for inviting me, first of all. And as you said, I am Shanna-Kay Britton Edwards. So I'm married, 2 children, and I'm a business owner of Shanna's Creative Fingers.
All right, awesome. So just give us a brief introduction. Shanna's creative fingers. You can be creative with your fingers in many different ways, but
Right.
what exactly are you creating over there or in your business?
Okay, so so the name came about because I find that I like making things with my hands. I like doing things with my hands, my fingers. So when I did my hair myself, that's one,
Oh,
being creative with my fingers. And I first I was into embroidery and stuff like that. So I kind of like making things, and then I got into crochet. So that's where I said, and I picked it up really quickly. So I really realized that there is really some creativity in my fingers. So that's how I came up with the name. So see, wearing my own outfit as well.
oh, wow. You know, I
Yes, stop it.
wow. So you
Yeah,
see the work right there, guys. So I,
right.
I'm pleasantly surprised at how good the quality is on that outfit. That's great.
Yes.
I really like that.
Thank you very much.
Crochet. Is it a difficult form of sewing? Because I don't think many people do it,
Would you
at least
say,
in these day and age. This day and age.
well, for real, it was coming from my grandmother's time. I believe but what I realized with persons back then, like my grandmother's age, was they were making runners and practical stuff to put on your table and stuff, but nothing clothing. I'm realizing now it is somewhat in my generation where we're making clothing items and really stepping out of the box and making other things other than the basic runners and stuff with crochet. But crochet is not sewing per se. We're
Oh,
using needles and yarn or crochet thread. But yeah,
okay.
and I'm looking into incorporating sewing with the crochet. So I'm actually enrolled in a sewing class right now. So I
Okay.
can get measurements right and everything so I can improve on the crochet work.
And
But
I
it's
glad.
not sewing.
Okay. It's not sewing. You see, uh, I don't know everything, guys. So I tend to learn a lot
We're
from
learning.
my guests because to be honest, I don't know anything about sewing or crocheting or anything. The last time I did anything like that, like in a practical sense, was in high school, like third form or so. A long time ago, donkey years. That right. So
Long time. Yeah,
thank you
like
for
it's
that.
all about donkey years. Okay.
Right. So I learned something new, and thank you very much for that. And you mentioned something very important. You go into a sewing class, to incorporate things into the crochet business. And this is what
Right.
I encourage people to do, educate yourself so that you can improve your business. And it is a form of investment. You invest in the time
Definitely.
in yourself so your knowledge can increase so that you can serve your customers better by producing a better product or service, right? So this is what
Correct.
we are trying to preach here on the Business Motivation podcast. And Shanna-Kay has been doing well with that. Just another question though. So apart from clothing, well, I guess clothing is the main thing, but like what type of clothing? So I see you have a blouse there, that's what you call it?
Yeah, it's a top. Yes, it's a top. I make swimsuits,
Okay.
shorts, bottom. I make swimsuits, bikinis. Um, I crochet over slippers. So I've made several of those where persons give me their regular old flip flops and I turn it to something magical and beautiful.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, so and there are other things I could make, but because of I would say my religious restrictions, I wouldn't do it. Like earrings and stuff, I don't have piercings, so I wouldn't venture into stuff like that. But there's quite a lot of things we can make with it. Phone case holders.
Really?
There are persons who make an entire bedspread, but that is too time consuming. But yeah, there's just limitless. You
Bedspread?
have
Hold on, hold
origami.
on, hold
Go
on.
ahead.
Bedspread?
Bed
What? That's
spread.
crazy. Wait, hold
So
on. Hold
yeah,
on,
man. So
Shanna-Kay.
for
Hold on, hold on.
example,
Hold on, Shanna-Kay. Hold on. So you're telling me that, you can make all these things and the slippers and all. I think I saw something where you made some baby shoes. Did you make baby shoes?
yes, I made a gift set for my cousin. Recently had a child, so I
Okay.
made pamper covering, a little what you call it, a bonnet. It wouldn't be a bonnet, but yeah, something to that little baby hat.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, and something to go over the pampers and matching little cute shoes.
I know you had a burning point to say, but I just want to ask you this question. So you make swimsuits and they're water resistant and everything?
Yeah, well, it's yarn, it's wool, it's yarn, it's material. It holds up. I've been to the beach in them and it holds up.
Okay, and so you have used yourself as a guinea pig for many of these.
Of course,
That's it.
I had to before persons could see what I can do. So yeah,
Exactly, and that's another important point, guys. A lot of the times when you're starting for business and you're young into it, you're fresh into it, you're gonna have to use yourself, your own experience,
market
and
yourself.
our family members, you know, to introduce the product or the service to. You had a burning point now. I hope you haven't forgotten it. You can go ahead.
I did forget it. What? All right. Oh yeah, I was talking about the bedspread. Was it that one?
I believe so. Yes.
Right. So I was saying there are persons who they're they make that, but there are also persons who make origami. It's a part of crochet, but it's like they're making dolls and teddy bears and more more of those kind of stuff from crochet. So there are different aspects of it.
I honestly didn't
Origami. I
know.
hope I got that name correct. But yes. So I'm
I
going to
didn't.
look into doing that soon too.
Okay, that's great. I honestly didn't know how versatile crocheting was. Like this is a real revelation for me. And
Yeah. And I
yeah,
picked it
go
up
ahead.
from I had to surround myself with like-minded people because you're in a space where a lot of persons might not see your interest or your goals and stuff. So
Yeah.
I had to place myself in like-minded person situation. So I joined a Facebook group, Black Women Crocheting, and I'm just always inspired about the things that they make, and they're so willing to share their pattern ideas and stuff like that. And so that's where I learned some of the things I know that you can make the bedspread and you can make the teddy bears and all of that from crocheting. Because if I was going by from what I knew my grandmother doing, it would just be tablecloths, right? So
That's true.
it's surrounding yourself with people.
And that's another very important point. I think several other podcasts that I've done with individuals so far, this point keeps coming up. And it's just to emphasize how important it is to go where your work will be appreciated. And that's one of the main ideas of marketing and sales. Now, back in the day, the idea of what a good salesman is to convince somebody to buy something that they don't want. In the modern day, we go to places where people want our stuff and then we sell it. That's how it is done. All right. So, very good point there, Shanna-Kay. You go into an area where you can learn more about what you are doing, get new ideas.
Right.
That is very important, guys, because you don't want the business to go dull or it's the same old,
Definitely. You have to
especially
be trying new things, yes.
right, especially when you're
Keep an
making a
open
product.
mind.
Yeah.
Correct.
So yeah, so I'm really happy for you that you have, been, you know, putting that extra effort to be creative and to, learn new things as you go along. But I do want to ask you though, you mentioned, you know, people not being in tune with your vision. I mean, can you expound a bit more about that? Like, was it harsh criticism or what was the case?
Well, my immediate family is very supportive. They've always been. No matter what I decide to try or stuff, my immediate family is very supportive. But there are persons outside of my immediate family, that's wider space, who would think that the market is oversaturated with crochet. Why would I want to get into it and all of that? But my response was yes, there are other persons doing it, but there's only one Shanna, right? There's only one unique me. There's only one way that I will do it that you won't do it, right? So I will have my way, you will have your way, and there's plenty of room and plenty of space for all of us. And so while there were naysayers and stuff, the fact that my immediate family is supportive was the drive to keep going and improving and learning. I mean, it happened in a space of like 3, 4 months. Just pick up a book, and then I said, "Oh, YouTube is a better a better space for it." So that's it.
Awesome.
Made
Um,
myself something, and somebody saw it and like, "Wait, can you make me that?" And then that's how it came about. Like, wait, persons are interested in me doing this, so I got into it.
there we go. And I assume that a lot of the attraction that you drew to the business was because you were wearing some of these things that you created. Am I right?
Correct. I have to market it. I have to market it. So I made my first official outfit for my birthday last October. So I made a skirt, a top, and everything, and I went in the street and I took pictures and mini videos and shared them. And then persons realized that wait, she can make more than just the slippers, because really that's what I was doing initially, mostly the slippers. So I had to push myself to try something else. So I made the entire outfit. Of course, I made swimsuits in prior to that too. But yeah, I have to wear my own stuff so that when persons see on the road, they say, "Where you get that?" And I said, "It's me make it."
There we
Yeah,
go. Very
that's
good,
it.
very good
That's
marketing
it.
tactic. For those who are listening and you want to get into any kind of fashion or anything, use that marketing tactic. It can be very
And walk with your
successful.
business cards. Walk
Yes,
with your business cards too.
definitely walk with the business cards. Awesome, awesome. Those slippers that you make though, are they to be worn inside or outside or both? I'm just curious.
Well, the ones that I've made so far we're outside.
Really?
Definitely we're outside because it's material
So it's strong
and it's
enough.
your slippers. Yes, your slippers are not well. How I sell it is you give me your slippers that you think is
Oh,
reliable,
right, right. You had
and
said that. Oh,
I
sorry.
change the aesthetic. So I'll put the crochet over what you carry to me. So
So,
that if the bottom drop off, you can't blame me because it was your slippers.
okay, I
But my
see.
crochet work is going to stand up.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, I get it now. you had mentioned before. Sorry about that. But you make slippers that's entirely crochet, or it's
Yes,
just
I can.
okay
Yes, I can. But obviously, those would have to wear indoors.
indoors.
Like
All
base
right. So
slippers, they were softer. You wouldn't
right.
want to wear
So
crochet on full crochet on the road outside. No.
exactly. I just had to make that clear. And if you want a really nice, cushy set of slippers on your feet to wear on the inside, you can contact this young lady, and she will set you up.
Very comfortable.
Awesome stuff. I mean, I can feel the comfort that I'm not even wearing one. Like I can just try to
Ah, makes sense.
imagine myself in one of them. All right, that's great. I'm really happy for you in terms of that, and I'm glad that people are catching on to this. You know, and
Yeah.
this whole idea about a market being too saturated. No, it is true, but it is not true at the same time. Think about something. A good example is the fast food industry, for example. There's so
Everybody's
many
here.
fast food
Every
restaurants.
corner.
Like we have out here in Jamaica, we have Mothers, they sell chicken, right? KFC, we have Juicy Patties, we have I think Tasty sell chicken too.
Hmm.
And then we have like a
All
thousand,
in the same region.
right? And then like a thousand cook shops around the place or restaurants that sell chicken,
Hmm.
but they all do it in a different way, right? And
Exactly.
and the patties too. Some people they prefer the mother's patty, some prefer the juicy, the
It's just
tasty.
preference. It's true.
Right. So the thing is, you said there's only one Shanna-Kay, and that is true. So authenticity is one of your main assets that you can use to promote your business. There's only one you, and you
One
can
you.
bring your flavor to the market. One of the worst things you can do is to say, you know what, I'm not gonna
Copy.
do this. I'm not gonna do this because it's too saturated. That's not a winning mentality. And if you're thinking like that, you're gonna need some motivation from people like me. Am I the only one doing this? No, I'm not the
It's
only one who
true.
is doing this. But I
It's
just do
true.
it in a different way. So get yourself out there, guys. You have something to bring. You had something to say, Shanike?
Right. I was thinking when you said you are unique, right? There's only one you. Like for example, when I decided that I was going to go into this, when I checked Instagram, I just put in crochet and checked Instagram. A lot of persons were actually making swimsuits. And I guess it would be popular here in Jamaica because of our climate. So that is why for me I mostly do the slippers. They're quicker, the turnover is quicker, and it's more unique. Not every day you go about seeing somebody wearing a slipper that's been crocheted, right? So it's about looking at the market and seeing what's missing. Even though there's plenty persons out there, there are things that's missing. There's something that you can add to the space that will let you stand out. So don't be afraid or withdrawn because of what you're seeing out there. It can change. You can make the difference.
All right, amen to that. Speaking from experience, though, I started this last year, I think, and I just doing my thing, promoting my thing and doing my podcast and stuff. And I have my business cards, and I gave somebody my business card, and he said that somebody like you doing this is a good thing, this is needed in this day and age. I'm like, you know, I didn't even realize how much people actually wanted this kind of thing. But but then you might look at the channel and say, oh, it doesn't have that much views or whatever. It doesn't really matter. The thing
Yeah, you
is,
can watch that.
yeah, you
You
can't really watch
can,
that,
yeah.
right? Because the YouTube thing is so saturated as well, and it's tough to build a channel. So I'm not
Very.
really watching that. It's just the fact that I want to get people. to know that I am out here doing some work. And plus, there's more to come. There's a lot more to come from me. You haven't seen anything yet. All right.
Exactly. There's room for growth. There's definitely room for growth.
Yes, and I do have a lot of plans. So the idea that we're talking about here is to be patient with yourself. This business thing is not a get rich quick scheme. I tired to tell people this. Tired to tell people, and that's why many guests who have come on have emphasized the point that ensure that if you're going into this business thing, it is something that you really like and that
Enjoy.
you enjoy, that you're passionate about, and something that you really think you can do. Because especially in the last episode, we did touch on, just going into business for business alone is a bad idea. But we don't want to belabor that point too
I'm
much.
in
You've
it for
heard
the
it.
love, not the money. I remember I watched.
All right, so somebody's watching and know, she's hearing a podcast for herself, so she's living the dream right now. Anyway, I'm just kidding. All right, so yeah, and of course, oftentimes you would get discouraged, and many times I have been discouraged because I'm like, wow, I'm here doing this work, and it seems like nobody's noticing. But trust me, going back to
True.
episode 6 of the podcast, um, it was Stefan who said that, even the smallest customer in terms of finances or whatever has a network, right? So you might never know,
What's in somebody?
continue what you're doing. You might never know who might be appreciative of what you're doing, and actually invest time in you, and even
That is so true.
finances possibly in you to get you to that next level. So the idea is to start and to continue. And you don't have to know everything to start, And
Mm-mm.
no, you
No,
don't have
no.
to. No. And I mean, this whole YouTube thing, though, you have to be really careful about it because there's so many videos out there. You can get yourself caught into the rabbit hole and you continue watching video after video. Listen, at some point, you have
Oh,
to
I've
stop.
done that. I have done that. I have
Sometimes,
done that for sure.
right? Because, you're interested in this thing and you just want to learn more. But sometimes you have to stop, process what you have already learned, write it down, type it down, whatever. And
And
then you
try
say,
to
all
put it
right,
into practice.
right,
Saying so I'm doing the sewing school, right? And the teacher taught something and I wasn't quite understanding it. So I came home and I said, YouTube has everything, but Tom A, Mary, Jane, and Marsha have four different ways of doing the one thing. And there's this even a greater confusion because they're watching one video and they're like, this is not what the teacher taught. But what I realized is if I just pick one and say, this is the one that I'm going to follow. I find that I really get the thing better that way. When you focus, that was my plug-in, that was my last video, focus, follow through, and finish, right? And that's what you have to just zone into one thing at a time. You can do multiple things, but when you focus on one thing at a time and just see your way through it, then you will see the results of it, because it makes no sense to sit down and watch all 10 video and then at the end of the day that person saying one thing and that person saying one thing, and then it kind of throws you off. So you have to be careful.
right. And I mean, you have to find what works out for you in particular because,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, not everything is going to fit how you learn or how you practice things. But going back to the point that I was saying, what I was really saying is that after you practice everything that you learn from the 10 videos, when you have finished with that, then you're going to be open to learn new things after that now. And then you start with video 11, 12, etc. So that's what
One
I
at
was
a
saying.
time.
So pace yourself, in other words. Don't just go all in and then by a quint you reach 20, 30 videos and then you don't remember anything. You don't remember anything. But
It
yes,
gone.
She just gave a
Right.
little plug a while ago about her channel. She has her own YouTube channel, guys. So you should check that out. The link will be in the description, right? And of course, I do like when you comment on the video to increase the engagement. It allows me to know that you guys are watching and enjoying what you're seeing, and feel free to
Right.
ask. Feel free to ask for topics and content, or if you want to be a part of this, just hit me up. My email will be in the description. All right, Shanna-Kay. This has been a
Mm.
good conversation. I have learned a lot about crochet. Um, Trust me, some of these things I didn't know at all. And thank you for taking the time out to appear on the podcast. So,
You're welcome.
do you have any final thing to say to those who are listening?
Okay. I would want to leave that you're on the journey to entrepreneurship or on the journey to anything that you want to accomplish. There will be failures, there will be disappointments, there will be setbacks. But at the end of the day, if you will stick with it and get the task done, and at the end of the day, you will reap the rewards. I mean, it was 4 years ago I started something online to earn money, and it's just 4 years like this month when I'm seeing the rewards of it. So it's a
Okay.
matter of sticking with it, and you will get. It might not be today or tomorrow, but the results will come.
All right. Awesome. Thank you very much for that. And thank you for your
You're,
time. And
you're
thank you
welcome.
guys for listening. I hope you learned as much as I did, at least from this podcast. And, all the best. Remember, always stay motivated.
All right. And like up the video, share up the video, and subscribe if you have not yet subscribed to his channel.
All right. She said it, not me. All right. I'll see you.
All right.